Man, what up, though, y'all? How y'all living? I done been woke up out of bed for this one. Let's check it out.
School up.
Okay, the beat tight. The beat tight. You know that's Zay Tovin. Okay, we gonna give him that.
What down? Nigga, I hate to see you up.
Nah, we gotta quit pushing that narrative that people hate to see you up. You know what I'm saying? Like, nobody counts the pockets of somebody that does square business. Nobody does. Look, Birdman get accused of doing bad business, but nobody ever counts his pocket because even with doing bad business, all the people around him is super rich and super protected. But let's go.
Tell the truth, you went out like a real crash diamond. And after all that,
That's very true. That's very true. It's kind of funny for me to hear Gucci call somebody a crash test dummy because he was like the original crash test dummy. And we kind of celebrated him for that. That's pretty much what he was known for. Go to your birthday party and start stuff. He was that type of nigga. We smoking on Pookie Loke. He was, I didn't necessarily like that part of Gucci, but let's ride.
boy, you still signed to me? Wow. I'm like Birdman, and nigga, this my cash money. And your fat ass flanker, he a stone cold junkie.
I guess Gucci could say that because he know what it was like to be overweight from being a junkie. He knows.
Know I got my bread up, I always keep my head up. I thought it was a business meeting, but it was a setup. I walk in the room, you can feel the pressure building. Nick.
I mean, true. If you knew it was a setup, why you wasn't prepared, though? And then, what's even more funny is Gucci, some of y'all not old enough to remember this, but Gucci was signed to one of them type of record deals before, too, where he signed to one person that's getting distributed by another. What's his name? Big Cat. And Gucci did what he had to do to get out of that record label, then immediately went to dissing them and stuff like that. So, a lot of what we put out there comes back. I don't necessarily believe in karma because it's a lot of evil ass people that never gets their just desserts. But I do believe in energy. And Gucci tried to make it seem like he strong armed his way out of the whole Big Cat situation. But that wasn't exactly how it went. So when it was befitting to you, you made somebody else look that way and gave these young dudes the image that that's how it worked. Or at least gave them the image that that's how they got to deal with you.
They dap me up the whole time they plotting against me. I don't take it personal, for me it's only business. And I don't wanna conversate if it ain't about no million. Don't kill you, make you stronger. Don't.
I think that conversation was about some millions. At least a few, you know what I'm saying? I hope you ain't get me out my bed to not be honest and 100.
Bite the hand that feeds you, my money keep getting longer. Now these haters got amnesia. You know I gotta move tactical.
But you wasn't moving tactical. And then you say don't bite the hand that feeds you, but this is the only artist, him and the other dude in jail, who you accused of having an issue with for unfair business practices, allegedly. They technically would be the hand that feeding you. Because, let's be real. Your song's not really trending. Theirs is. And you got them signed. They keeping your label going. Let's not forget when you just dropped everybody but them because they was the only man making money. Like, see, this is what happens a lot of the times. We forget our position. I might have been in a position to turn you up, but you in a situation to make me money. So when we talk about the hand that feeds you, these things could get convoluted. Now, in no way, shape, form, or fashion am I saying Pooh Shiesty was right. I wasn't. I'm not saying that. But I'm not about to tell him he wrong either if you know he following the false lead that you put out there, bro.
Move magical, and I'm from East Atlanta, but the diamonds come from Africa. Yeah. They love you when you're broke, but they hate you when you win. And when you take a loss, that's when the haters get the grin. And it's all on you. Can't be.
I don't know if it was about taking a loss though, Gucci. I don't think it was about taking a loss at all. I think it was about being fake. You know what I'm saying? Like, some of the things you promoted clearly wasn't in your heart when you was promoting them because your feelings was always involved. You was always, at least you always appeared to be feeling away. And now look at you. You was the last one down there talking the most gangster shit. You was the last one down there when Jeezy was going legit. He did get right in the middle of the hood. He ain't run off and say, I'm done with the street life. He ain't run off and say, I'm not dealing with these people. I don't want that mentality no more. He went to his hood and said it. And then he told them niggas to get right in the hood. He didn't move to Miami and then tell niggas what they was doing was wrong. You waited till some gangster shit happened to you to call people crash test dummies and say it was wrong. And again, in no way, shape, form, or fashion am I saying Pooh was right. But then again, I can't call him wrong because he dealing with you, and that's how you come across. And then everybody that done dealt with you say you unstable. They don't know what they gonna get. Shit, you said yourself you unstable. And see, that's that's gonna come out to play if this go to court. You being unstable and on medications and and people not knowing how to deal with you and how you have acted out over the course of years. That's gonna come into play, man. That's a fact. Let's go.
Wearing no disguises, you play stupid games, then you win stupid prizes. Some people like to take a nigga kindness for weakness. I pulled up on business, but y'all was on some weak shit.
I mean, did you feel the tension? Do you move tactical like you said? Like, you kind of being hypocritical in this conversation right here. But you jamming though, kinda.
And the CEO, I wear a lot of hats. Wow. They smile in your face, then they stab you in your back. Damn. You learn from your dad.
Nah, man, that was a stab in the front right there, bro. That was a stab in the face.
So I guess that is hereditary. I'm that same nigga that put money on your commissary. A nigga settled the play like Suge Knight did with Drake. But I ain't easy E, nigga, and this ain't back in the day.
Nah, that just pissed me the fuck off. That right there now I gotta sit up. That just pissed me off. First of all, there will be no Eazy-E slander. Second of all, there was no guns. Eazy-E didn't get touched. Nor Eazy-E, his office staff, or the white people involved called the police. None of them did. They handled it business-wise. Eazy-E was getting a percentage off of Dre stuff for the rest of his life if he wanted to, but he died and his wife sold them rights for a lump sum. Now, that was good business. Dr. Dre didn't ruin Ruthless Records. He wasn't the only artist on Ruthless making money. He wasn't the only producer on Ruthless making hits. But Pooh is the only artist on 1017 making noise. And then this Easy, see, this is why I can't feel bad for Gucci, even though the situation wasn't cool. How you gonna do and say some shit like that and ain't nobody around? Couldn't nobody around there key you in on the facts? I don't know what to say. And then for you to say you ain't snitching, but you make this song while it's a court case going on is even more crazy. But hey, I guess that's just how it goes in certain parts of America. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna hate nobody for handling their business, but I am gonna hate somebody for putting out all these false representations. This is why me and my son is, my son, he think his daddy crazy. Because he see y'all winning and he hear the stuff y'all saying, you know what I'm saying? And I keep trying to tell him it don't add up. I keep trying to tell him it don't add up. And I'm more thankful for situations like this where my son can see that the shit y'all be on don't add up for real, for real. Because y'all selling lies and dreams to these kids. Y'all selling lies and nightmares, not even dreams. Goo-wop, I'm a street nigga, dog. I'm a street nigga, dog. You a street nigga just like me. No industry, I'm in these streets. And you was an executive when you made that song. You was an executive when you was smoking on Pookie Loc. You been walking around with the mystique of a bully all this time. That's not true. Now, you could have came on and been honest the same way Jeezy did Get Right. But no, you held on to that mystique. As a matter of fact, I just seen a video talking about how you ain't snitching and you shooting niggas and blah, 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 blah. And now look at you. I mean, make your money, dog. But remember, you making a situation for yourself in the next situation, bro. And now you probably gonna have to take that stand. You could, if everything is what you said it was or saying it is, you could have just let that little nigga go like Master P would have. You know what I'm saying? You could have just let that nigga go like Eazy-E did. I'm gonna run down the list. Matter of fact, you could have just stepped away like Waka Flocka mama did for you. It's a million things you could have did, especially when you say you the one that's eating. We got to stop supporting this fake shit. We got to stop supporting men being disingenuous. We just got to stop supporting that. And being married is not no excuse for turning your back on everything you said you was. It just don't. We out.